Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Candela. I'm a hypnotherapist and a transformation coach. Welcome to my channel. You're about to listen to a recording of one of my regression sessions. Enjoy. I want you to tell me the very first thing that you see below you, or the very first impression that you get as you reach the surface.
I feel like I'm in a marketplace.
What do you see around yourself?
Vendors.
Are there a lot of people around?
Yes, it's like a Saturday morning. It's busy.
And so before we look more in detail at the market, I'd like you to look down at where your feet would be and tell me what you're wearing on your feet.
Sandals.
What do they look like?
They're look like brown leather. And they come like at my mid-calf.
And now become aware of what you're wearing on your body.
That's like a robe of some sorts. Burlap, I think. Brown and like a purplish gray.
And do you have anything else on your body? Or do you carry anything with you?
I'm carrying a basket of some sort. I think there's eggs to go to market.
And are you in a male or female body?
Female.
Young or old?
I think I'm middle-aged. 42 popped in my head.
Okay. Are you healthy or ill?
I'm hungry. I'm thin.
The basket that you carry, you said it has eggs in it?
Yes, I feel like someone wants me to sell them. They're going to be angry with me if I don't get like a certain price for them. But I'm really hungry and I want to eat the eggs.
Okay, so you're there to sell, not to buy.
Yes.
Okay. And so what do you do when you get to the market with those eggs?
There's someone I'm supposed to meet here to sell them to.
Is that someone going to take all of the eggs?
Yes, I think I'm hoping that he will.
Okay. So before we get to that person, tell me in a little more detail what you're noticing around you.
It's a large marketplace that looks almost like stone buildings.
What kinds of things are people selling?
Goats. These tents are covered with like the burlap. And it doesn't feel like America. It feels like a different place. There's fish, spices, all sorts of smells.
Can you look at the people, the vendors, and tell me what they're wearing?
They're wearing robes, turbans, and darker skin.
Are there men and women at the market?
Yes.
And what are women wearing?
More colorful robes, like something you would see like in India.
Okay, so just go ahead and see yourself reaching your destination or your meeting place and tell me what happens.
He's going to buy all the eggs today, and that makes me happy.
And who is this person?
I'm not sure. I think he's like a merchant.
So he's going to resell the eggs then?
Yes.
Okay. Does he pay you for the eggs right there?
Yes.
How does he pay you?
It's currency I haven't seen before. Gold coins. Like a coin of some sort.
Okay. How many coins do you get?
3.
When you take the money, what do you do?
I tuck it into my robe. and then I'll have to head back.
How far do you have to go?
It's a few miles, I think.
Okay. So on the count of 3, I want you to see yourself standing in front of the place where you're heading to. 1, 2, and 3. Just tell me what you see.
It's like a shanty.
Who lives there?
My grandmother. I feel like there's a lot of family.
Can you describe it a little bit?
It's like in a shanty town. So the houses are like right on top of each other. Very, very small. There's no space. I feel like my husband's there. I don't like him. I think he is very mean to me.
So before you walk in, become aware of where those eggs came from that you took to the market.
I had to barter for them, I think from like a farm or something.
So you don't have your own chickens, right?
No, I don't think so. I feel like we're very poor. The farmer, I think, can't go to market, so I take the eggs for him. And he pays me to do so.
I see. So go ahead and walk into your home and describe to me what you see.
There's a bed on the floor. It's like barely a mattress. There's like a makeshift table, kind of like a kitchen area, but there's no stove or anything. I feel like we cook outside. It's a dirt floor. It's dark and it's very hot. It's just dark and shaded.
Is it just one room or more than one?
I think there's a divider dividing another sleeping area in the back.
And so become aware of everybody that lives in that space.
I have kids, boys. They're little. They're like running around. My husband's not home often. I feel like there's a grandmother there as well. Oh, she's his mother, I think. She's mean, hateful. She's very derogatory to me and the kids. She's very angry at us. She doesn't feel that we are like living up to the expectations.
And what does your husband do?
He's gone. He tries to find work, labor, so he'll be gone for long periods of time.
What do you do most of the time?
I tend the house and the kids. I'm seen sewing. I feel like I do odd jobs to try to bring in money.
And how old are your kids?
7, 5, and 3.
Become aware of yourself having a meal, however it is that you have a meal in your household, and tell me what you see.
Rice and like a dal. There's like lentils.
Where are you sitting?
I'm like squatting on the corner of the room. There's no table.
Do you have utensils, plates?
It's in a bowl, but I'm eating with my hands.
Mm-hmm. Are you all eating together?
No, the boys are around me. They want what I'm not eating. We're all just hungry.
And your mother-in-law?
She takes the biggest portion.
And is your husband there?
No, he's still away.
Tell me about your relationship with your husband.
I think there's no love there. He married me out of convenience. I don't know if it was an arranged marriage. He's disappointed in the match.
What was convenient to him? What was he going to get out of it?
A worker. He wants someone to obey him, quiet, like submissive. He doesn't like my thoughts. He doesn't like when I speak.
When you speak, what do you have to say?
I have bigger ideas about the world. things I want to express or ask questions about, but I don't have anyone to talk to.
So you try to talk to him?
Yes, but he's violent.
So do you stop talking to him once you realize that he's not interested?
Yes, I go in the countryside. There's a place like outside of the shanty that's quieter. I enjoy like the walks to the farm. It gets me away.
Do you have anybody to talk to there?
No, the older man is kind, but he sees our plight and is trying to help us. He has me do odd jobs around the farm with the chickens.
So you just find it more peaceful to be there than in your home?
Yes.
Is there any other opportunity for you to get away?
No, I feel very trapped here.
Okay. Your husband's mother, is she disappointed also because you have interests and thoughts and things to say?
She wanted him to marry better. She doesn't feel I have the right place or attitude of a wife.
So on the count of 3, I'd like you to move to the next significant moment or event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what's happening.
She's on her deathbed. I'm secretly happy, but I'm trying to be diligent and do my duties.
Is your husband there?
Yes, he's returned for this. He's still angry. He feels like this was my fault somehow. That if I had cared for her better, she wouldn't be sick.
And what is wrong with her?
I don't think we know. She's been sick for weeks.
What happens next?
He's angry and storms off. The kids are upset and crying. I'm trying to tend to them.
Is there anything that can be done for her?
A neighbor tried to help. We can't afford a doctor.
What are her symptoms?
She's refusing to eat, just wasting away. Her color is off. I'd say cancer of some sort. She's just wasted away.
And does she communicate?
No, she's in and out.
So just move forward in time to the resolution of this event. Tell me what happens.
We're putting her in the river, and she's passed away.
Do you prepare her body in some way for that?
Yes, there's like a proper burial procedure. We're washing her body and wrapping it in cloth. There's a procession down to the river. And I believe we light it on fire as she goes in.
What happens after that?
I return home with the kids. My husband has disappeared again.
How long was he home?
Just a few days.
So just move a few days forward in time. And what happens then?
The kids are with me. We're back trying to find food.
And how do you do that?
They're begging. I think I'm back at the farm.
Has your husband returned?
No, he'll be gone for a long period of time. He doesn't want to be home.
Is he working though?
He says he is. He drinks, I think, a lot of the money away.
Does he send you any money?
A little bit.
It's not enough to live on.
I think barely.
How do you decide to move forward with your life?
I feel very stuck in this life. I feel like I'm sitting by a well and thinking about this life. I'm deeply unhappy. I feel trapped by my circumstances. I wish I had not gotten married.
Go back to your own family before you got married. What was that life like? What was your family like?
I felt like we were poor. I felt like my mother had passed away. And my father made the decision for the arranged marriage. He didn't want another mouth to feed. So I was married quite young.
So return now back to the well. So as you're thinking about your life, is there any attempt to change anything, or you just will keep going the way you do?
I think I keep going. I'm wishing that I would get sick.
So on the count of 3, I'd like you to move to the next significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. What happens?
I almost felt like I threw myself down the well or something.
What are you sensing or feeling?
Darkness, a drop.
And just become more aware of what happens, even if you're outside of your body.
I feel like I'm looking down at the body in the well.
As you're beginning to return to your natural spirit state, you're looking back at the body and the life that you just left behind. What's going through your mind and what are you feeling?
I'm feeling all the bonds like kind of break. Like this life is very limited choices. I was subservient, and the anger my soul felt at not being able to express.
I want you to look at this life from the spirit perspective now and become aware of what your purpose was for this particular life experience.
I felt like this was to show me what it felt like to be stifled, so that I would be able to open up in a later life.
From that perspective, was this a successful experience?
Yes, because I felt the dissatisfaction very deeply.
So you did take your own life?
Yes.
Was that an expected option for you, to leave early?
Yes, she held on as long as she could.
And so it was okay for you to leave at that time?
Yes, that was part of the experience.
And the children that you left behind, do you know what will happen with them?
They will be left to fend on their own on the streets. There's a neighbor that might take them in.
And the connection with your husband, was he there to create the environment of being stifled?
He was meant to be the oppressor.
Is he part of your soul family?
Yes, I love him very much.
Have you experienced life on earth with him in other incarnations?
Yes, we're very close. We challenge each other.
Is he in your current life as Gina?
I think he might be the guy that I'm dating right now. He's not an oppressor in this life.
As you lift further and further away from that life, and you go into a healing space, just imagine that suppressed consciousness, those feelings of being stifled, silenced, held back, held down. Imagine all of those beginning to break away and vent out from you as your body begins to release those connections, that pain. And it's almost like you can see dust particles lifting off of your body and floating out into space. And as they are being lifted, there's a healing light that's brought over. And this healing light begins to fill in all of those spaces that have been emptied out when you released the particles of being unsafe, of having to fend for yourself to survive, a feeling that the world was not a safe place. That healing light fills in all those empty spots with a beautiful glowing light, so that you have a glow of light shining through you. Now let me know when you feel that you have released everything and that the healing light has done its job.
Yes, it feels complete.
Good. And so as you let go,
that is still
all those images, and all as though you're drifting down all of those images floating, that is still continue on your journey, and appropriate for you to begin to feel, begin to stand different and once in a different direction. And as you have a sensation at the beginning, I'd like you to tell me the very first thing that you see, or the very first impression that you have as you reach the surface.
I feel like I'm on a beach.
And what do you see around you?
Sand, and there's palm trees. I have really long hair. It's being whipped in the wind.
Look down at your feet and tell me if you're wearing anything on your feet.
Like slippers, maybe, of some sort.
Now become aware of your body and tell me what you have on your body.
Kind of like a silk outfit.
Can you describe it in more detail?
I think there's the silk pants and kind of like a tunic thing over it.
Do you have anything else that you're wearing or anything in your hands?
I have like a crossbody bag over. There's papers in it.
Tell me about your hair.
I feel like I'm male, but it's long and like platinum, very white.
Are you young or old?
Older, but I look younger.
About what age are you?
I don't feel like we count age the same way.
Okay, that's okay. Are you healthy?
Yes.
So tell me what you see around you. Do you see any people or anything else?
I feel like I'm supposed to be like delivering these papers to someone.
And so just become aware of what's in your bag.
I think I'm like a scribe, and I'm supposed to deliver them.
So on the count of 3, you're going to meet whoever it is you came there to meet. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what happens.
There's a group of people I'm delivering the papers to.
Describe them to me.
They're dressed similar to me. It's like there's a conference, like a meeting. They're discussing like a strategy.
How many of them are there?
12.
And are they all meeting at the beach?
Now I've moved inside the city.
So you went to their meeting place?
Yes, I felt like someone met me on the beach and then we went.
What are they discussing strategy for?
These are like city officials. I feel like they're deciding what the group's next decision will be. They're not sure how to proceed.
And what are these papers that you delivered to them?
I feel like these are almost like channeled messages.
Are you the channel?
No, I feel like I'm the scribe.
And so as a scribe, you wrote them down or you copied them?
I think I took them down as they were channeled.
Okay, so you're aware of what was said in them. The information will come off the page into your awareness.
I feel like the officials are not going to like what they say. They're telling us not to fight, and that's like not what they want to hear. They have an agenda.
And so what is the message saying?
Peace.
Who is the one that channeled this information?
I think I channeled it. I didn't want them to know that, though.
What do they call the person they think is channeling it?
He has a specific name referencing the gods.
And if it's appropriate, it'll just become available to you.
I'm not getting it.
Okay. Do you secretly channel but publicly pretend to be a scribe for the channel?
There's a protection with this. I can't tell if this is the first time I've done it, or I feel like I've done it before on a smaller level.
Is being a scribe work that you really do?
No, I feel like there's something else that I do.
I see. So let's go back to the group for now. What is the fight that the officials want to be involved in?
They're, I think, becoming hungry for power. There's an outside force, like beyond our land. There's a group that want to collaborate, but they don't want to collaborate. They want to fight. They want war. I don't feel this is the right way. I think that we could do more for the city if we work together. This is information I had received.
What do you call the city that you live in?
You would call it Atlantis now, but that's not what we called it.
Do you have a name?
It's a city of light.
Can you describe to me your city a little bit?
The buildings look like they're made of like crystal. They're taller. There's people. We all have jobs to do. I feel like the council asking for input.
From you?
From those of us that are respected within the community.
Just allow those images to fade away, and on the count of 3 you will see yourself in front of a place where you live. 1, 2, and 3. What do you see?
A door to a tall building.
How tall?
Several stories. It looks like it's made of like glass.
And who lives in this building?
There's a group of us that live here.
All together in this building, or are there like separate units?
They're separate units. I feel like I chose this building particularly. I liked the people, the energy.
The unit that you occupy, do you share it with anyone?
No.
Do you have any family or anyone in your life?
I don't know. I think I'm blocking this one. Sorry.
Sorry. Just take a deep breath. On the count of 3, find yourself in a significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. And tell me what's happening.
I'm in a courtyard, and there's a gathering, like a celebration. We're celebrating solstice, I think. It's very joyful. I'm on this side. I'm quiet in this life. I don't engage with others. I'm in my head.
Why is that?
I feel like I kind of look at things from the outside. I prefer inside.
And why do you prefer it that way?
It feels safer.
And so, as you're observing the celebration, what goes through your mind?
I'm wistful. I wish I could join in. But everyone's used to me being on the outside.
Are you the scribe?
No, I'm not in this life.
Okay. Can you tell me what you're wearing on your body?
I still see similar clothes with like the satin material. I'm tall, very tall and thin.
Are you in a male or female body?
Male.
Young or old?
A teenager, I think.
And so as you go through the celebration, what happens?
My heart feels light watching everyone dance and sing.
Why do you feel that everybody expects you to be on the sideline?
They've always commented how quiet I was from the time I was a child.
So on the count of 3, just allow yourself to stand in front of a place where you live. 1, 2, and 3. What do you see?
I'm not getting this.
Okay. So just allow yourself to move to the next significant event in that life.
I feel like I've been promoted in a job. My family's proud of me.
And what is it that you do?
I'm a lead worker for, it's a new area. I'm not quite sure. It's like exploration of some kind. More working with other galaxies or something. There's like a connection that I have that I'm assisting.
When you sustain that connection, what does that enable?
We're bringing in like technology.
Do you remain internally focused and quiet when you're with other people?
I feel like I've changed. I've taken more of a leadership role.
And do you have a family of your own?
Yes, I think I have a wife and 2 kids.
When you are in this leadership role, or even with your wife and children, do you allow yourself to speak your truth and to make your position known?
Yes, in this life, I think I'm able to do that.
And how does that feel?
More powerful for me.
So I want you to connect with that feeling and to double it right now as it bubbles to the surface, to really anchor it into your body and into your memory. Being that you're able to connect with other galaxies, you must have very strong, energetic, intuitive, psychic abilities. I'm going to bring to your attention other soul experiences that you had, where you allowed your voice to be stifled. You allowed it because that was the experience you wished to have, but it had become too powerful and had stayed with you. So I want you to participate in your own healing because you have the power to do that. I want you to become aware of all the other relevant life experiences and personalities that you have had, where the other personalities have suffered from being oppressed, from being silenced, from being stifled, as though you're all standing in a circle or in a line. And you, the one who has a voice now, who feels empowered, who is able to connect with others, I want you to amplify your knowledge, your feelings, your sensations, so that they can bring balance to your overall soul experience. So that the experiences of those personalities that felt oppressed and stifled have now a powerful counterbalance of being able to have your own voice, having healthy boundaries. So it's almost like you're doing an energetic balancing across lifetimes. And the experience that you bring into this equation has to be amplified so that that part of you that is Gina today can bring it energetically into this life. Are you able to do that?
Yes.
Wonderful. And as you do that, you will notice that the personalities that had quite traumatic experiences, the way that they were really loud in her memory, their volume begins to turn down. But your experience of empowerment, of having a voice, I want you to turn the volume up on that so that Gina can hear it and sense it and feel it stronger and more powerfully. Do you feel now a change, a more powerful, stable balance?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. Now we're about to let you go. I just want to ask if there is a message that's important for you to send to Gina today. You can let her know.
Follow her truth, wherever that leads her.
Thank you. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the session. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you click on the bell, you will be notified of any of my future postings. Thank you. Bye.